Well, it looks as though Finland are going to get their first medal of these championships, but there's still a distinct possibility it could be a golden one, because Parma Koski has played every card to perfection so far. She's stuck in the slipstream of Bjørgen when it's needed. On a couple of occasions, Mike, she's let herself glide past and just make a point. Don't think you're going to beat me, Bjørgen, just because you've had so much success in this event in the past.
Look at this climb, though. Bjørgen, I don't think we've seen Marit Bjørgen so aggressive, so focused. Yes, she's won everything, and she's on that high level where she can almost win anything. But Parma Koski is having the mindset day of her life. She's making it look quite easy. She's just focused to remain with the brutal pace at the front, and maybe she will.
In terms of technique and efficiency, Parma Koski impressing me more than Bjørgen. And we've mentioned the tactics that Parma Koski is using. It just seems to me that she's feeding off the strength of the Norwegian.
and you have to, because this lady at the front is just, there'll never be anyone quite like it. I don't think this section of the course is good. You're getting some breathing, some recovery, but under the tunnels there's another brutal 22% climb coming up. Parma Koski, it's just composed. I think that was Marit Bjørgen with mouth wide open, gasping for air.
Yeah, she's tried on a number of occasions to shake the Finn. If they're together on the next lap at this stage, Mike, with 2 minutes to go to the finish line, I'm not sure who you favour. Bjørgen certainly has a better sprinting history than Parma Koski, but Parma Koski still looks so light on her feet. I wouldn't put it past her making her own break on the second and final lap of the freestyle.
35,000 people will be wanting to see that, but we can never write off Marit Bjørgen. And it's more difficult, isn't it, trying to lead? Well, not trying to lead, but having led everything to this point, 4.76.
Well, I tell you what, those members of Lahti, which is where Parma Koski comes from, who aren't here at the moment, will probably be hot-footing it the 100k or so to the southeast to get to Lahti in time for the finish, because this could be a sensation. She still looks brilliant in second place, which is where she finished in the Tour de Ski.
You need to carry a lot of speed down there, and Parma Koski stumbled a little. Her legs are not quite spent yet, but they're certainly extremely tired.
Coming up towards the halfway stage of the freestyle leg. This section of the course, which in the past, Mike, has been very quick and proved a lot of problems, is not so fast today. It's going to be a full minute from the top, the high point, to where they have to start working in the stadium again. That will give whoever's feeling tired an opportunity to recover before the last 300 metres.
Look at the skis now. Out earlier there was just nothing but blue suits testing blue skis, the blue flag skis, or the blue and white flag, and I think Parma Koski's got better skis. That's unusual. The Norwegian team are certainly the biggest and maybe more knowledgeable, but at the moment it's great news for Finland.
Yeah, we're usually different in opinion on that one. I'm a big believer in the slipstream effect, but the Norwegians did look a little bit flustered with all their ski preparation. You can't help feeling, Mike, they've got too many men out there, men and women working on the skis. They've got hordes of them, all preparing, testing every section at the track. There has to be a case that you can sometimes have too much information.
Strange, isn't it? Maybe too much input. There has to be one man making the decisions with all the knowledge coming in. But no, I think Parma Koski on the very sharp right-hander, she didn't take it well. She lost some 8 meters. I thought there was quite a gap initially on the final descent to stadium. We'll see next time. I think Bjørgen's a little stronger on the corners. She gets more speed out of corners than Parma Koski.
Heidi Weng versus Charlotte Kalla for the bronze medal. And let's look at the margin back to the chasing group, being led at the moment by Yulia Shakalova of Russia, who was 9th in the Norwegian championships behind Bjørgen. Over 2.5 minutes adrift at the moment, not doing too badly, only 49 behind with 1 lap to go, 3.75 kilometers. 14 is Astrid Jakobsen. It's not going to be a second silver medal in the skiathlon for her. This is all about Bjørgen versus Parma Koski. Bjørgen 106 wins, Parma Koski 2. Well, for the first time, Parma Koski has taken the lead in the women's skiathlon, but Marit Bjørgen made it absolutely clear she was not prepared to lead anymore. Has she used up too much fuel at the front? We'll find out in the next 10 minutes or so. They're on their final lap of 4. The 7.5 Classic has been completed. That reduced the field down to 4, and now we just have 2 at the front. Parma Koski of Finland, Marit Bjørgen of Norway. Bjørgen so much experience, Mike, but she's giving away 9 years to Parma Koski at 36. She's a mum, Bjørgen, so she's got a lot more in her life than cross-country skiing.
She has. Well, she absolutely has. I've never seen Bjørgen have a conversation with another athlete from another nation at this stage in any race, and she said something. Well, clearly, Parma Koski, your turn to lead. I'm really surprised Parma Koski fell for it. She should just stay in behind her. Yeah,
I'd love to see a picture of Fred Lundberg, Marit Bjørgen's partner, and of course Marius, their 14-year-old boy. 14-month-old. He'll not know a thing about what is going on, but I think he might sense the excitement. Is she going to add a world title? The first that would be since she gave birth, so a big moment for her. Parma Koski, of course, if she wins in front of a home crowd, she's made. Oh, she's made for life, and this memory today. But her body language changed, Parma Koski, when she went to the front. You could feel the discomfort. She was okay hanging in behind Bjørgen. Now she's taking the leadership role, and that's just going to recharge Marit Bjørgen's batteries. And remember, Marit Bjørgen is one of the few athletes in this field who raced here 2001, 17 years ago. This is an easy part of the track, and it's gone slow. Well done, Parma Koski. That's the best strategy to take the victory here, if that's what she wants. Of course she does. Well, Marit Bjørgen's a fantastic sprinter, Mike, and although she was in her sprinting prime, 2004, 2005, prior to 2006, she's still shown that she's pretty sharp. She's immensely strong, but she obviously feels confident that she's going to be better if she's rested when she comes into the stadium. She's tried to break Parma Koski. It hasn't happened. They're just keeping an eye. That they've got to remember Charlotte Kall's 22 seconds behind, and actually closing the gap. Is that Jessie Diggins deciding she's had enough today? Wasn't going her way. The Americans, of course, 2 medals already from these championships. It started pretty much like it did in Falun 2 years ago. Patrick, we're coming down to the very low point of the track again, and it's that monster climb back up to almost half the height of the big ski jump to the high point, and then it's another easy journey back to the stadium. So if you were Bjørgen, would you go for it now, or would you wait until they reach the high point and trust your sprinting skills into the finish? Well, I think Bjørgen's going to try and go now. She's had recovery. The pace has been mediocre for the last 2.5 minutes. Bjørgen, I think, will put in a blast up this one. Parma Koski, she's having none of it. She makes her presence known, and away she goes. Maybe she fancies her chances if she can stay with the pace. This is a bold move from Parma Koski. It's her home track. She knows these tracks so well, and she knows how much pain she's going to be in when she reaches the top. But that first little burst of 50 meters hasn't worked, and you can see in the background that Charlotte Kalla is closing from 28 seconds behind. It's now down to less than 15, and Charlotte Kalla, if the game of cat and mouse goes on, could be in the mix for the gold medal. It wouldn't surprise me if Parma Koski's coaches have said, okay, you're okay to lead the last part because your skis are that little bit faster. I don't know. But yes, but this is still playing into Bjørgen's hands now with Parma Koski. Absolutely. Bjørgen at this stage, for me, wants to be in second place as they come down into the stadium, because she'll benefit from the slipstream, and she won't have Parma Koski catapulted past her as they hit the flat with 3:15 to go. Oh, it's brewing up. This is the very high point of the course, the top of this bridge. This next section, you've got about 35 seconds, fairly easy, and then that 22% climb again before they go round the back of the hill. Well, who's composed? Well, every single pair of eyes in the stadium is glued on the big screen, and they can see that their athlete is leading. Parma Koski, 26 years old. She comes from 130, 140 Ks to the northwest of Lahti. So many of her fans, many of her family, I suspect all her family will be here watching this one. This could be the biggest moment in her career. But again, a reminder, she's only got 2 wins in her career at World Cup, World Championship championship level. Compare that with Bjørgen. 106 victories.
Listen to the stadium is alive. They can't believe this was the best possible. Oh, Bjørgen's making the break. Pärmäkoski has to react.
Well, this is a bold move again from Marit Bjørgen, and Pärmäkoski digs deep. She finds something a little bit special. There will be no gap as they go round the top of the hill, and still they have that 1 minute descent into the stadium. And suddenly, from what, 50 centimetres, Marit Bjørgen stolen 5 or 6 metres, and the champion from the Olympics in 2014. And of course, Marit Bjørgen, who's won this title in 2010, 2011, 2013, and in 2014 at the Olympics, could be doing it again today in Lahti.
Pärmäkoski caught completely sleeping there. She was leading up that brutal climb. That was always where there was going to be a break, and Marit Bjørgen so strong on those climbs.
The sprinting prowess really showing, Mike. It was only a 40-50 metre burst. I thought Pärmäkoski matched it initially, but then, as you say, maybe she was just napping a little. Now, those fast skis that you think Pärmäkoski's on have got to do their job.
She needs rockets right now, but she really needs rockets, but she was free skiing down this section. She didn't take this corner as well last time. That's okay this time.
Last chance for Pärmäkoski, but the 30-metre gap looks too big at the moment. 350 metres for Marit Bjørgen to go. She's some 35 seconds away from her first gold medal of these championships.
Pärmäkoski, she did everything so right. Maybe she'll look back at this and think, I shouldn't really have led at that point, but Marit Bjørgen was always going to be so difficult to contain.
6 Olympic golds. She's got 14 World Championship golds. That tally is going up to 15. Marit Bjørgen, at the age of 36, does it again. Take nothing away from Pärmäkoski. A sensational race. She made this race. 4.8 the margin in the end. Great tactics from Marit Bjørgen.
Yes, in the end, Bjørgen, when she said she tried and tried and tried to break Bjørgen, Pärmäkoski wasn't possible. In the end, she had to tell her, take some lead at the front.
And Charlotte Kalla, who's had far too few victories for someone of her abilities, has come through to claim the bronze medal here. 32 seconds the margin. She managed to shake off Heidi Weng at the start of the final lap. Great friends, Kalla and Bjørgen. They've been on the tour for many, many years together. Here's the race for 4th place, and Heidi Weng caught by von Siebenthal of Switzerland, who's having a sensational run into the stadium.
Oh, look at this. These 4 have been together most of the race.
It's going to be 4th place for Siebenthal if she can stay on her feet. 20 metres to go, just a couple more strides. She gets it. And Heidi Weng, who was up with the leaders at the end of the 3rd lap, fading in the closing stages, just didn't enjoy being on her own on that last lap, losing a lot of time. Over 30 seconds to Charlotte Kalla, thrown away over the last 3 Ks. Shakalova 7, Jakobsen 8, Sadova 9.